So, Sony is walking back their decision to make PSN linking mandatory, and the internet has erupted in celebration. A little too soon, in my opinion, since there is a list of forbidden countries still to be reversed, and atonement for everything that happened. The battle was won, but the war is far from over. However, there are a few lessons we all need to learn from this whole spectacle. First, we the consumers, need to always keep in mind that the rights we have are the result of others that came before fighting for them. We will be attacked again and again and again by corporations and governments, and we must always support one another and make sure no one is left behind. If they do it to one of us, they will try doing it to all of us. Remember the water in Flint, Michigan, the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, or the opioids are good for you epidemic sponsored by Purdue Pharma. If they think there is a chance they will get away with it, be sure of one thing, they will try. Second, to those that said, just make a PSN account, it's not that complicated, you clearly did not understand what in the hell was going on, or clearly didn't care about other people's rights as long as you like the product and they don't affect you. Congratulations. Now please leave a comment on this video saying I don't care about anyone but me, so I can use YouTube's stupid detected button. Third, to all that defended Sony, they went about this whole thing the wrong way. PSN Link was optional on the PlayStation Network FAQ, and it was not even mentioned in the user agreement, so it should have never even been a consideration to make it mandatory if Sony's communication said otherwise. But if they really wanted to be that much of a dick, they should have just owned it and not temporarily allow the removal of the mandatory PSN linking, allegedly because of technical issues, which in turn allowed non-PSN-abled players to play the game. They would see they could not make a PSN account and would have just refunded, well within Steam's 2-hour refund policy. This whole Mexican soap opera should have never happened. Sony is at fault no matter the way you look at this, and should not be defended in yet another instance of predatory corporate behavior. Fourth, to all that defended Arrowhead. The decision that ultimately started this whole thing was made by the CEO of Arrowhead, not Sony or even Steam. He was the one that suspended the mandatory link to PSN, allegedly because of technical issues. If no one checked the list of allowed PSN countries against Steam's list of countries allowed to purchase games, this entire banana peel slip-up was inevitable with said decision. But I have developed a new theory, one that unfortunately cannot be proven. I suspect Arrowhead didn't really want the PSN mandatory linking from the start. I suspect they needed to find a way to show Sony they were right in not wanting it. So, on release, immediately after making the game available, they walk it back and decide on the spot to temporarily disable account linking. This would get an influx of players that would not be able to continue to play later when it was brought back, sparking this episode of The Twilight Zone and forcing Sony to walk back their decision and profiting a little extra for those no PSN allowed countries. But it's just a theory. The other options are either this whole thing was just an exercise in bad communication and reckless decision-making, or planned from the off and they hoped it would get through. Dealer's choice, really. Whatever it was, I think we can all agree it was just plain stupid. Oh, and maybe implement some de-escalation and conflict resolution training for your community managers. Some of them really need some manners reinforcement with a ruler. Fifth, Steam should have an intern somewhere to check these things, because if there are refunds galore for some reason, they stand to lose money as well. If they had someone that checked these small platform games for compatibility issues like what countries are allowed, or currency, or even if they have bad business practices like, say, if a Ukrainian person really wanted to make a PSN account, he could only do so if they buy a PS5. Yeah, Sony's actually doing this. And just to be clear, this is why I said before, small platform when referring to the PSN. Sixth and last point to make. To everyone celebrating and saying back on track for Game of the Year, let me present you with a situation. Imagine some person breaks into your house and is taking your things. You catch him and he says, "Sorry, I promise not to do it again. I am a good citizen just like you," and returns the stuff. Should the police just let the thief go because of that? Or should the thief be punished? Now, I am not in the forgive and forget crowd, and to me, it's done and dusted. I was at one point considering buying Helldivers 1 just to support them, but now, not a chance. Both Sony and Arrowhead need to atone for their sins. Some people in those no PSN for you countries had already tried to use VPNs to make a PSN account and got banned for it. They should be reimbursed for the cost of the VPN if there was any, and be unbanned. Everyone that will continue to play the game should get the next war bond for free, everything. And at the very least, both Arrowhead and Sony should come out and make a proper apology, not just saying PC gamers are so great or so sorry Sony no understand PC peoples. And also, even if against my proper judgment, everyone that can be tracked to making a PSN account just because of this should get an email asking if they want their information deleted from PSN and Sony as a whole, permanently. To Arrowhead and Sony, you got lucky this time because game is good, man. And unfortunately, most gamers have worse memories than Goldfish do. Some are even screaming Helldivers 2 is Game of the Year again, hours after, like nothing even happened. Too quick to forgive, but it is what it is. As for me, I'm out. You have joined the club of sleazy studios and companies I avoid. But I am just one guy on the internet. It doesn't matter. Maybe next time there will be a few more people that blacklist you like me. So don't again. Or do, because some folks will continue to just give you money anyways, so milk them. At this point, Arrowhead should just remove super credits from appearing in the game at all and make them exclusively a real money purchase that most people wouldn't even care. So how about yourself? Where do you sit on all of this? Are you forgiving and forgetting, or do you believe these actions should not go unpunished? Let me know in the comments below. Just please be respectful, leave a like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.